Now we want to take a look at the three different rotate behaviors that we have here in our behavior library. So let's create a brand new actor, drag that actor into our stage here, and let's just take the rotate behavior and drag and drop that on top of our actor here. Double click on the actor to open that up, and you can see that the rotate behavior has been applied. And there's only a few options here: the direction you want to rotate, either clockwise or counterclockwise, and of course the speed of the rotation. So if we click preview, you can see we are now rotating counterclockwise. And of course, if we change this to clockwise, it'll rotate in the other direction. Pretty simple stuff. Now, if you've been paying attention to the previous videos, you're starting to see how powerful rules are and how rules allow us to be interactive with all these behaviors. Right now, we're just dragging in a single behavior, and that's all the actor is going to do. But if we create a rule, we can actually trigger this rotate on a key command. So what I'm going to do is create a rule and drag the rotate behavior down into this new rule. Again, I created a rule by clicking on the create rule here in the top right. And we're going to switch this to a key. So in other words, when actor has this key pressed, then we want to rotate, and we want to choose the key that's pressed. So for clockwise, let's do the right key, and let's see how that looks. So right now, no rotation. If I press the right key, it'll rotate clockwise. And now I can just duplicate this entire rule and behavior by holding down the Alt or Option key, click and drag, and now we have this completely duplicated. And instead of the right key for the second rule, I can press the left key and then switch this to counterclockwise. So if I hit preview, we have rotate counterclockwise, rotate clockwise, all with the right key, left key, right key. So just think about what you've learned in the past couple of videos. You've learned how to make things move, change their size. Now you're learning how to make things rotate. So with all of those things in your mind and being able to apply rules to those so that we can trigger them with keyboard commands or by simply touching them on the screen, now you can see how quickly you're on your way to actually creating interactive elements inside your scene. You've even learned how to destroy objects. So really, you are completely armed with all the knowledge now to start creating some games. So moving on, let's take a look at some of these other rotate values. So under rotate, we have rotate to angle. So I'm going to drop that into our actor here. And if we just hit preview, nothing happens because it's already rotated to the angle that we have set here, which is an angle of 0. But let's just do something like 45 and click preview. Now you're going to see it just rotates slightly from that 0 to 45. So if we do something like 180, you'll see that it'll rotate completely upside down. Again, you have the speed variable here, but really that's all that we're doing with the rotate to angle. Instead of just rotating left or rotating right or clockwise or counterclockwise, we're saying rotate to this specific angle. So that might mean that you want something to point in a certain direction. Maybe you were building a clock or a character that always had to look in a certain position. Then you'd want to use this rotate to angle. Now we're going to do a rotate to position, so we'll drag that into our actor. And right now the position is set to 0 and 0. And as you remember earlier with some of our move and accelerate towards, we were discussing where 0, 0 is on your screen. So if we back up a little bit, 0, 0 is all the way down here at the bottom left. And because we're working with the iPad display, we know that 1024 by 768 is all the way here at the top right. So if you want this guy to rotate, let's just stretch him out a little bit so we can kind of see where he's facing, down to 0, 0, which is over here. Then we have everything set up the way we need to. So let's just preview that. So now he's going to rotate and face down here. So you can pretty much type in any value you want, 20, 300, and preview that. And then it's going to rotate to that angle. Pretty simple stuff. So now that you've figured out how to rotate, rotate to angle, and rotate to position, take a moment to practice all of this, but don't hesitate to apply some rules so that you're making things interactive by applying a keyboard command or a touch event on the screen so that you can get all of these rotations to work the way that you want when you want them to work that way.